Hey, what's going on, people? What's going on? I don't want to make this video too long. It may be long, maybe not. But last night I was watching wrestling, and wrestling makes me feel young. It makes me feel like a kid again. I know I'm getting old, and I'm doing things to maintain being young. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Yesterday, I picked up some stuff on my face because I just saw, wrinkles are forming on me. I'm getting old. And there are things I may start doing to maintain just looking young, because at my age now, I haven't accepted the fact that my hair is going to fall out. I probably may gain 75 pounds. All my hair that falls off my head may start forming on my back, and my legs may start giving out, and I may start having to walk with a cane. So let me enjoy the idea that I can still maintain looking young at 29. But that's something that I was thinking about for a while, because I was stressed out last year, and that's another thing. I'm gonna try to reduce some stress in my life. But wrestling is the one thing that makes me feel young, that makes me feel great, because I don't really care for. I can't watch today's wrestling, to be honest. I stopped watching wrestling around 2014 completely. And I want to try to attempt to watch every episode of SmackDown, Raw, whatever shows that were related to WWE. I want to try to watch every episode. I started watching wrestling in 98. I'm watching from 98 to 2014. And I may attempt to watch anything preceding that, because I probably can't get into WCW and ECW because I didn't grow up on it. Now, I could watch some matches, but it's not something that I grew up on, where I can just bring back, I can just think about memories as a kid, me and my brother downstairs in the living room near the coffee table watching SmackDown or Raw or whatever. Because these episodes bring back memories. All I think about watching SmackDown and Raw is the downstairs living room TV, that little Zenith TV we had. I think it was probably on like a crate or something, but we watched TV downstairs. We got the carpet. This is like the late 90s, 1998. The Rock is like the face of the company. Triple H, Stone Cold. Those memories you don't get back. And looking at what they produce today, there's nothing wrong with it, but they have, I believe, I don't know if it's AEW, but they have transgender wrestlers wrestling women. I think that's what I heard. I have not looked into it very much, but I think I'm only assuming they would wrestle women. They're not going to wrestle other men. I mean, I don't know how that works. But today's wrestling, it's not that I have a problem with them doing that. It's just more like it doesn't seem sincere. It seems like they're trying to be so woke and progressive, and they're just trying to stay with the times that we're in. Because there was a time when wrestling, they put out product, you watched it. If you got offended, oh well, you moved on. You kept on watching. Because let me remind you, Vince McMahon said the word nigga to John Cena, and Triple H said he called Booker T nappy headed. I remember watching it on TV. If you don't believe me, look up when Vince McMahon said nigga and Triple H said that Booker T had nappy hair. There's a whole lot of instances where Raw, SmackDown has had some pretty out of pocket, what you perceive as racist moments, and we still watched it. We didn't care. We laughed at it mostly. We didn't think too much of it. Some of the gimmicks you think of today are like, damn, how did they get away with that? But it didn't matter, because it was all about it was just funny to us. They didn't care about feelings. Today, that's why people are so they're so progressive, because they don't want to offend people. And I personally, I don't like offending people either. I like to be I like to speak with discretion myself. But the thing about like today's time, with people not wanting to hurt your feelings, is because they want to make money. So I don't care about money. These businesses that don't want to offend you, they want you to spend your money there. Anytime a business is a little too woke, That's because they want you to give them all your money. You think Target and Burger King really care about gay people? Like with the whole pride, the whole support of like Pride Month. They don't give a damn. No company cares about any company. If you don't have the money to pay for your product, they will not serve you. Remember that. No matter what you are, what you identify as, they will not give you free product. But they want you to feel like they care about you. This is why they will say we are in support of, Pride Month or Black Lives Matter. But the minute you steal from their business, they are calling the police, which Black Lives Matter supports defunding the police. They will call the cops on you, ironically. But I think Target supported Black Lives Matter. They must have it. It doesn't even. I don't even care if I'm right if it's the right store. Because a lot of these stores today, that when all that madness was going on almost 4 years ago, just about every store came out in support of Black Lives Matter, and it was all based off of pressure. It's not about what was. It wasn't really about what's doing what's right. It was about keeping business, keeping money, keeping customers. That's all it's about. But I'm watching the Royal Rumble of 03, and I'm at the part where John Cena's partner B2. I already seen the full show when it actually aired, but I'm just refreshing my mind with like superstars. B2, B Square. He was John Cena's right hand man before he. So I watched SmackDown last night. John Cena kicked B2 to the side. He kicked him to the curve because they lost that tag team match. I forgot who they were wrestling, but John Cena kicked him to the side. And if y'all don't remember, John Cena, he had like a little gangster image going on in the WWE before he became a movie star. He grew his hair out. John Cena was a gangster. He was like a real thug. He was the doctor of thugonomics before he became John Felix Anthony Cena, the actor. See, John Cena, y'all don't know this, but his very rap career, like his whole rap gangster image gimmick, that got him where he is today. And it's almost like he doesn't really acknowledge it too much. I mean, he'll you can't. I mean, it's not that he doesn't acknowledge it, but he doesn't. What I'm saying is, he doesn't do none of that shit that got him where he is now. He doesn't do none of that. He talks pretty normal. He doesn't dress in throwback jerseys, and he doesn't wear his hair to his hat to the side. I remember he used to put like the lock on like a chain, and he would wear it around his neck. And I was trying to emulate that one time. I just couldn't find a chain, but I had like a little lock. I was taking my dad's lock that he would use for his gym, and I would try to put like a rope around it. But he doesn't do none of that stuff anymore. And it's not just John Cena. It's practically everybody. Everybody in some kind of way will use somebody's culture and get rich off of it. I mean, MGK, he started off as a rapper, and he doesn't do none of that shit that he did almost 12, 13 years ago. He's damn near a punk rocker. I don't think he called himself MGK. I think it's just M. I don't even call himself M Machine Gun Kelly. Like I don't listen to his interviews, but it's like when they stop doing what got them where they are, it's like they talk normal. It's like they quit that whole and they should, because it's like you don't want to emulate something like that in your 30s and 40s. You don't want to be a grown man still thinking you're like whatever you saw growing up on TV or listening to rap music. You don't want to emulate that kind of stuff in your 40s, man. But John Cena, man, John Cena got where he is from black culture, and like I said, I'm not hating, but it's very true when they say this. The black man, and I got this from somebody else. The black man is the only man that you can mock and get rich off. Now don't do that shit forever, but that's true. It's the only individual, well, one of the only few individuals that you can mock and you can get rich off. Elvis, Hulk Hogan, MGK, Eminem. It's a few more, cause Hulk. They said Hulk Hogan got that whole brother, and the way he dressed and talked, he got that from hanging around black guys in California. That's what I heard. And you know, Elvis, he hung around black singers. Cause let me be fair. I told you I'm real balanced. What we learn, all of our culture comes from America. The language we speak, the clothes that we wear, it comes from being in America, American culture, being around whites. So I don't want to call it cultural appropriation very much, because everything we learn around being from whites. So it's like, it's not 100% cultural appropriation very much. Like the Wu-Tang Clan. Now that is cultural appropriation. That's a little, cause that's not a culture that's very like very prominent in America. I mean, that's like Asian culture. But here, like I said, we learn everything we learn. Like rap culture is a product, not all, but like the violent, like the gangster rap culture that was pretty big in like the 80s and the 90s. Some of it was, you know, from drug stories, like drug lords, like the streets. But the thing was, like gangsters from like the 60s and the 70s in the black community, some were trying to emulate white gangsters, like white people from like the mafia, you know. But I told you, the mafia and like and black criminals, it's a big difference between the two. Cause I'm kind of over the place with this video. But John Cena, you know, I'm gonna do another part to it.